adds a lot to his game. With the win, I think we're 100% in with the win. So that'll definitely be huge for this franchise and just everything we've been through this season with the injuries and things like that. It'll definitely be good to get a win.
You guys have talked a lot about how much the home crowd has helped you defensively. So how excited are you to hear what that building's going to be like at full capacity with you guys on the cusp of making the playoffs?
Man, it's gonna be a playoff game. They're gonna show us exactly what the playoff atmosphere is gonna be like out here in Cleveland. So we're definitely super excited to have the opportunity to clinch it at home.
Greg, I mean, you obviously were here in 2020, so for you, what would it mean to get that first playoff berth in your career?
I mean everything. I hate losing. I hate being at the end of the season not playing for anything but pride. So the opportunity to finally get to the playoffs and to be able to clinch it in front of our home, our home crowd is an amazing opportunity.
Do you expect to have MJ back, or what do you think?
I mean, I'm not really a doctor or do any of the training stuff, but it'd definitely be great. Obviously, he's one of the best corners in the NFL, so it'd definitely be great to have him back out there. But you got to ask coach and them on that aspect.
Greg, when you look at this offense, the Jets offense, what are the biggest challenges that they present you guys, especially with this quick turnaround that you guys have only a couple of days to?
I would probably say just their running backs and Brees Hall and their receiver Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson is an all-pro receiver, very elite receiver. Brees Hall is a great running back, so they definitely provide some challenges for us.
Greg, what's the most difficult part of this week for you guys? Having to play in Houston on Sunday, and then you had to come back on Thursday and play at home. Just that quick turnaround. What's the most challenging aspect of having to try and win again on a short week?
It's just getting your body back right. I mean, normally after a win on Sunday, we don't have to come back in until Wednesday, really. So tomorrow is really our Saturday. So it's just getting your body back right. But everybody in the NFL is hurting right now. The Jets are hurting, Ravens are hurting, the Cardinals. Every single team is hurting right now. So kind of don't look at it like that. It's just a challenge, and we're up for it.
In terms of receivers, just how good is Amari Cooper?
Oh, I say it all the time. I feel like he's one of the most underrated receivers in the league, and some can be like, how is that possible? Because everyone knows Amari Cooper. But, just the ability that he has to make plays and, a receiver playing with his fourth quarterback is insane. And for him to still be so consistent and lead us in so many ways is remarkable. But I said it before, he's the best route runner in the league. He doesn't do a lot of talking out there and all the raw stuff. He just gets the job done each week. So Amari Cooper is definitely remarkable.
Greg, some of that underratedness, do you think maybe it's just because he's not that big, flashy personality out on the field? It seems like it has nothing to do with, obviously, his skill set.
Yeah, I think it's just like Amari Cooper reminds me of Nick Chubb, but plays a receiver position. They go out there each week, make remarkable plays, get their job done, but doesn't need to talk about their action. They just work and they show you. So I definitely think that has a lot to do with it.
You guys have been so good at home defensively. How important is that heading into this game, especially because of what is on the line in terms of the playoffs?
Super important. The fans know they'll be there loud for us, but they're our 12th man out there. I say it all the time. We got the best fans in the world, so going out there with the energy they bring and what they provide to the opposing offense of them having to go on silent count every third down and just making some mistakes that really they're causing out there as much as they don't know. They're causing a lot of those extra timeouts they got to use to get in the right stuff. So they provide a big boost for us.
Greg, everybody feels really bought in this year, obviously, and the wins show it. Why have you guys bought in so much to what Kevin is doing all year?
Yeah, I think we just got all the same guys we all have the same mindset, and that's winning at all costs, no matter what we have to do. Coach just said today, man, no one's here selfish. We'll do whatever it takes to win. You see Myles Garrett out there on field goal block. He's never really done that in his career, but he's going out there extra effort trying to get the block. So I just think we just all are just so unselfish and just trying to do whatever it takes to win.
But I guess from Kevin's standpoint as a tone setter, I guess how has he set that tone for you guys?
thought he said it right away. As soon as we went to West Virginia for camp, that already shows you what his goal was for us. And he accomplished that goal great. But just the ability to just allow us to just be ourselves, allow it to be a player-led team, he has done a great job so far.
Did you try to forget that Jets game last year?
For sure. Being up by a lot and them coming back and winning. Joe Flacco, but now he's on our team, so that's amazing. But definitely try to forget it. But you also don't want to forget it. We still got that stinging pain, that stinging urge to get back out there, and prove ourselves from last year's loss. So we're definitely super excited for the
And
challenge.
because it happened to you guys, is it also that cautionary tale, like game's never over kind of situation? Not that you would ever think that, but because that did happen to you guys, is that part of the process?
I wouldn't even say it's from that. The game is never over. I just think it's just from us just playing this entire season. We've been down a lot going into the fourth and coming back. So we just have that resiliency mindset.
Thanks, Jim.
Yep, thank you.
The big plays you're getting in the passing game, and the verticality that's come with having Joe back there. Just what type of energy has that injected into the offense? The fact that you guys not only are taking so many deep shots, but you're connecting on them.
Yeah, the big plays have been nice. It's fun to have like 3-play drives or 1-play drives where we're scoring a touchdown pretty quickly. And I mean, we showed too we could run a like 18 or 20-play drive as well last week. But those big plays are huge. Get points on the board quickly, demoralizes the defense, and gives our defense a chance to go out there and keep hunting.
But Joe, I'm not sure what your expectations were when Joe got here, but has this gotten beyond that?
He's played really well. I didn't know really what to expect. Like I said, I saw him throw in practice a little bit. I'm like, he looks like he can still throw, but going out there and playing in games is a lot different than practice. Unfortunately, I saw what he did when he was playing for the Jets against us last year. So there's something in there. But no, he's been great for us. He's been a leader. He's really steadied the ship, and it's we've been thankful to have him.
Even though the offense has been run-based, multiple times, do you get the feeling this is where he always wanted to get to?
I think it just shows that Coach Stefanski, can kind of work his personnel and what he wants to do. But yeah, in this league, you want to take those shots. You want to have those big plays. Those EPA plays where you can get 75 yards, 80 yards in a pop. I think it matters on who's playing though. As well. When you have a Nick Chubb in the backfield, it's like, hey, we'll probably give him a few more carries and stuff like that. But I think it's always been from the day he wants to be a balanced attack, but be able to take those shots when he can.
So what is? No, after you tell.
All right.
But I got next.
So last one from me. Inside the scoring zone, okay, have the Browns kind of copied the Chiefs with their creativity?
I'm not exactly copy, but I think we've had some good plays, where we put, Ford and Kareem at, the lone Wildcat back and had some plays on that. But in this league, there's only so many plays you can run, so I think we're trying to find different ways we can score and get open. I don't know if they've taken place from Kansas City or not, but I think you have to be creative in the red zone to make things happen.
This, Joe's arm. What does he do for opening up the defense a little bit and just stretching the field with those downfield throws?
Yeah, I think if you're watching the tape over the last few weeks, you're probably gonna scoot your safeties back a little bit. You got to realize like, hey, these guys are taking some shots downfield, and hopefully, for us it lines the box on us, because there was a little stretch there where teams were going heavy and they're putting one more guy out than we had, to block. And I think the last couple of weeks you've kind of seen it more like, all right, these teams are going to run their nickel defense now when we put Zebra out there. So it's definitely helped balance things out a little bit for us.
Hey, Joe, what do you think that scene's going to be like Thursday night with the chance to clinch in front of the home crowd?
Oh, high energy. It's been great all year. The home crowd's been awesome all year. But we're excited to get down there on Thursday. We know the Jets came in and got a win last week. So they're still playing motivated football, and they're a big challenge for us. But I think the fans are going to bring the energy. I think we're going to bring the energy, and I think it's going to be a great atmosphere.
Hey, Joel, you're back on the short week. Is that how much of a bigger challenge is that, and are you getting extra treatment, or how's that working?
Yeah, I wish I probably had a few more days, but it's everybody's a little beat up right now. So, I'll do my best to be out there, and we'll go from there. You go out there and you play Thursday, you get the weekend off. So that's all I'm thinking about right now is going out there and do what we can to try and get a win, and then we'll have a little bit of time off.
Joel Miles said a couple weeks ago that Dr. Seuss couldn't write this season. It's just been so abstract and surreal. Do you kind of feel the same way that this path to 10-5 has been, let's say, unorthodox?
Yeah, it's been a little different. I mean, the injuries and the quarterback situations and just it's the NFL, but the Cleveland Browns NFL in its own unique way. But we've stressed it all along. I mean, since Coach Stefanski's been here, he's stressed going 1-0, and it sounds cliche, but if you focus on the week at hand and you try not to look at too much of the big picture, people tend to believe that stuff. So we're just trying to go 1-0, and we'll see what happens.
When you say it sounds cliche, I mean, why do you think guys have bought in this year specifically? To Kevin's messaging this year?
I mean, we have to, right? Like when you go out there and you're down to your fourth and fifth tackles and your fourth quarterback of the year, and your best offensive player Nick Chubb's been out all season. You have to focus on 1 week at a time. There's really nothing else you can do when you're coming in. Jaron coming in off the streets, like, what else can he focus on? He has to get ready to play one game and play that game. And so that's just been our mantra. And he's talked about being resilient, since he's been here as well. And I think this group just shows, like, hey, we got some resilient guys.
You talked about that hit you took that jolted the back.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you've been doing this a long time, but like, does a shot like that when the guy just picks you off, does that still catch you off guard?
Yeah, it was an ET, and I was trying to close the A gap. My D tackle was rushing pretty hard inside, so I was like, oh, I got this. I'll close it off. I feel it, and I peeked like at the last second, and he just. Some guys, like to pick and roll that where they'll kind of, if they have a seam, they'll go try and sack the quarterback, and he was trying to headhunt me a little bit. So it's part of the game. If I have a shot when he's rushing, I'm going to try and take that too. So it's part of it. It catch you off guard. Honestly, like my back wasn't messed up. Like I would have hopped up, just as quick and been fine. But like the impact of hitting the ground was what kind of jolted me a little bit. But it's part of the game.